Testing audio volume, testing 1, 2, testing audio volume. I believe last time we were a bit quiet, so we're going to try to turn it up a little bit this time for personal audio. Yeah, turn it up a little bit. That's probably a little bit better. Still testing the audio. All right. Yes, we are all good to go. We are going to be spectating here. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 3 of Esports Rocket League for the winter season. We are playing Roland-Story. So we have been warming up here for a little bit as we get a really quick kickoff goal, and we score there in 7 seconds. A little pass from Zeke, and back to Montana for the good assist. One thing we've been really focusing on these last couple weeks has been assists, which is just really good gameplay overall. It shows good spacing, positioning as Jack goes for a kickoff. Montana takes the kickoff, gets 100 boost, and takes it off the wall. You're going to get a 1 bounce. Zeke is in the middle, but their goalie gets a good save there, and they start to do the long clear down the side. Zeke trying to do some fancy work there across, but Jack is good in goal for his miss. Jack's going to see if he can take it off the wall. It's a tough touch, but he does get enough on it to keep possession. So Zeke's going to play it slow here, see if he can get inside. He does get the touch, but Jack is a little bit too inside of the zone as we look to keep possession, keep playing it on their side as they're looks like they're a Merc squad here. They got a whole bunch of vans. With us today, Montana takes a 1v1 and gets it underneath. We take an early 2-0 lead. With me announcing today is one of our new interested players, Luis. Luis, how are you doing today? Good? You're going to have to speak into the microphone, my dude.
Good.
There he goes. So Luis is, he's showed up at a few practices, seeing if he's interested in joining us. So Luis, what do you like about Rocket League?
It's fun and competitive.
Okay. As we get a demo there in goal, and they get a nice long clear down the sideline, they pick up the boost, trying to see if they can get it down the wall. So Luis, how long have you been playing this game?
Probably for like a year.
A little over a year, and you're what, a diamond-ish somewhere in that department?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Rocket League, like many other games out there, they have these different ranks, and the ranks they're not necessarily, a bragging right of any sort. It's really just to kind of gauge what your competition level is, so that way when you play online, you can play other people of a similar competition to make it more fair. So you start off with bronze, as Montana gets a good goal there with a pass from Mr. Unicorn, aka Jack. There's bronze, silver, gold, and then you go platinum, and then it's diamond, grand champ, and then supersonic. So usually players who just, they have about a year experience, they kind of get to plat. That's kind of like the standard basic level. So Luis, you've been playing for about a year, and you're at diamond. So any thoughts on what the kind of the difference is between what a plat player is versus the diamond? Okay. Would you say gameplay or mechanics are probably more important than mechanics? Okay. For those of you who don't know, mechanics are just like your overall skill with the ball. How mechanical are you? Can you get under the ball and keep possession, which is called a dribble? Are you good in the air and getting good aerials? Okay, anything up in the air. Stuff like that is what we kind of consider mechanics. And so usually platinum players, they're pretty good with gameplay. They have enough of a sense, maybe not the most mechanical, and they're decent with some strategy as far as when to throw possession, when to take possession, and when to get a bump versus maybe a full-on shot. As we are trying to get possession here and keeping pretty good possession, as they end up getting a pretty good demo. Zeke gets a high center. So we've been doing pretty good this year. Right now we are 1-1. We lost to Harlan as Zeke gets a good demo and a low goal as we go up 5-0 with 3 minutes off the clock. We won the first 2 games against Harlan, and then we lost the next 3. We just kind of got out of sorts, so they went up one match win on us. And then last week we played Nevada, and we ended up winning 3-0. And that last week was a pretty good tournament for us. So we're currently 1-1 on the season as we look to get perhaps a first game win here up against Roland-Story as Montana goes up for that shot. We are being very aggressive right now. I am seeing 3 of our players in the front court. Usually our strategy is to pretty much always have someone back as Jack looks to take it up the wall and see if he can follow it up in the air. as Zeke gets a demo, and he's kind of headhunting, gets a second demo, as Montana misses the open net, and Jack also misses there. So we're being a little bit aggressive, playing very, very, very up, as they are also kind of getting some bumps as Montana just takes the possession and score, and that'll be an easy goal as he almost misses the open net. That would have been one of the more embarrassing things in his career, but he got it. It's all good. Luis, what are your thoughts on that?
That's crazy.
It's crazy. As you can tell, Luis is quite the talkative person here today. So kind of going over our lineup, we have Dirt. That is Montana Morgan. He is also one of our captains and one of the founding fathers of this entire thing. Him and Mr. Unicorn, Jack Slifty, they're the ones that kind of founded the entire high school esports program, which is now a varsity sport, where they can get varsity letters, recognition, scholarships, and stuff like that. So those two kind of founded this whole thing. And then Zeke Asaka is Ezekiel Hutzel. He's a junior this year. And they've been playing together now for a couple weeks. We had a little bit of a late start to this because most of our players are also on our Rainbow Six Siege team, which ended up going number 4 in the entire state of Iowa and going to the state tournament, which meant that we started the winter season a little bit late, as we are double committing and getting in each other's way here, and almost caused an own goal as Jack was taken down the sideline. So we are going to get a rotation of different players in here, as Montana gets a pretty good aerial goal, a great pass by Jack there. So, assuming all goes as planned in the next 35 seconds, we're probably going to take home the first game, and we're going to be rotating in some younger players, some newer players, to get them some experience and see kind of what the chemistry is like. Because, Luis, correct me if I'm wrong, but you could be the best mechanical player in the world, but if you can't play with the team, then it doesn't really matter, right? Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, so Luis, coming onto the team for his first time with us, he's going to have to learn how to play with us. You can be a great mechanical player, but if you don't know the rotations, you don't know how good someone's going to pass it or where they're going to pass it, well, then you don't know where you can do that shot. So Rocket League, you can play it for years and still be stuck at a plat like I am, or you can really pick it up and focus on the teamwork, focus on the mechanics, and you can climb very fast, as Zeke scores a last-second goal as we go up 8-0. Presumably, they're not going to score 9 goals in 1 second. So I'm going to confidently say that we are going to win Game 1, and we are going to rotate some players in, and we will see you here for Game 2.
just made a good goal. Zeke hit the aerial in the goal. Right now they're doing the kickoff. It looks like they got a better kickoff than Clarke. There's Montana with that good aerial. Montana again was the aerial. Zeke going for the pass, but goes for the boost instead. Montana bumping them and got a goal off that.
Yep, so we go up 2-0 early on. We did do one rotation. So we have Orbital Ops, which is one of our freshmen, Joe. He joined us for the fall for R6. And he's also a pretty good player. He just doesn't have a lot of game time with the team. So again, kind of going back to that chemistry as Zeke gets a good center. And Joe went for the shot. Wasn't quite warmed up yet. He hasn't been with us, but it was very close as Zeke gets the re-shot, and we are looking just to kind of keep possession here. So between being the shooter, the midfield, and the goalie, which one's probably your favorite there, Luis? Yeah, it's always the shooter that gets all the recognition, right?
Yeah.
Now, so there's points as we double commit to the same shot and bump into each other. So can you kind of explain how the points work as far as like your score? So last game we saw like Montana had 500 points. So what does that mean actually?
It's like of the amount of hits you get, the amount of goals, and like the passes, the center ball. And if you win the kickoff, you get 100 points.
Okay, so if you're like the first one to touch it, you get like 10 points off the touch, right? And the goal is what, 100?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so is there ways to get points if you're not just the shooter?
You can also get assists that are like worth 60 points.
Yep, I think so. Yeah. So it pays to be a team player. You can get saves. So a save is worth as much as a goal is. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, right? Like it's a goal either way. So either they're going to go up a goal on you, or you're going to score a goal and go up on them. So both of them being worth 100 points makes a lot of sense. And so, good goalies are rare to find because everybody wants to be a shooter, right? Everybody likes to, I'm the one who scored all the points and stuff like that. But a good save is worth as much as a good shot. So it's very valuable to have them both, as Montana looks to keep a possessional touch there, as they get a good, nice long clear, and Joe's going to get a nice long shot down here and try to follow it up. He gets a lot of the boost pads. Oh, he missed a wide open shot. And so, one thing is after you've gotten your shot, you need boost. Boost is critical to your success in this game. And there's pads all around this map. So in the corners, you will see the 100 boost pads, which basically gives you a full recharge. And then how much are the other ones worth for boost? 12? Yep, 12 each. So it's going to take quite a few of those small pads to pick them up. But honestly, as your skill increases, you'll see the value in picking up those small pads because the bigs are almost overstated. So it's very, very valuable to know how to get downfield while picking up boost. And as Joe picks up Zeke's pass there, Zeke tried to follow up his own pass, but he ends up getting there a little bit early, which kicks it off the wall, but throws the goalie off. And Joe, being very patient at that midfield, is able to climb up there and take a good shot on goal. So that's good patient playing, staying outside the zone for Joe. Outside the zone is this little imaginary line that we kind of draw, which is kind of around the goal. There's a couple pads there. Basically, you don't really want to be inside of that if you're trying to take a shot, as they own goal here, and Joe ends up getting a shot. Kind of don't want to be inside that zone because if you're inside, it's really, really difficult to follow up on anybody's pass. I mean, you're so close to the goal. You have to somehow turn around and be able to be situated on your ball. It's not very easy. So we like to stay outside of that zone. And that's what Joe did really well in that last one, is they get a beautiful kickoff goal as nobody was left in net. So Joe goes for a kickoff here. And unfortunately, when you do a speed kickoff, which is it's a high skill pass, but if they do a standard kickoff, it actually gives them possession because you get there faster than them. which means they will get the next touch, therefore they get the possession. So if you can pull off a beautiful speed kickoff, it usually gives you really good possession as Zeke's playing patiently here and gets a good pass to Joe. As we are currently up 7-1 in game 2 against Roland-Story. Zeke just playing along the wall. It's really hard to play any defense when the ball is so close to the ball like that. Like, if you played, you kind of know how frustrating that is. So it's good strategy if you can control it. So far, Luis, out of everything you've seen, what do you think Clarke is doing well right now?
They have good position. They need to work on their back post and being in the back move, because they have almost at the beginning, like the first match, they were always at the other side. Instead of their side of the court, they were on the opponent's side.
Okay, so back post, that's kind of a new term that we haven't mentioned today. Can you kind of briefly explain that to the audience? What does it mean to be back post?
It's when you're at the back of the post, but like on the opposite side of the ball.
Okay, so say you're looking at the net and the ball's coming down the right-hand side. So if you're back post, you're on the left, correct?
Yeah.
So why is that a smarter place to be?
Because you have more time to save the ball. If you're in the side where the ball is, then you won't have enough time to save it.
Okay, so timing is everything, and if you are facing the ball, it's so much easier to drive forward. Whereas if you're trying to go backwards to save it, where you're front post, well then that's just, you're making it so much harder on yourself for no reason. So we've been really focusing on back post, and as you said, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's like we need to focus on our back post a little bit more as we double commit to an aerial, and it ends up going to Zeke, which really ticks off Montana. But Zeke was a little bit higher. They both basically touched at the same time. So good on them for both being in the air. But honestly, I don't really like to see that as a coach. You don't really want to see two cars going in the air at the same time. It's kind of scary when they do that. So we're getting a little bit more warmed up. It's 9-1 currently. Is beautiful pass from Montana to Zeke. See, that's what you want to see. One person going up in the air for the pass, the other one in position outside of that zone that we mentioned, where you can follow up that shot and then get the next goal. So we're up 10-1. I think I'm going to do another substitute here, get in another young player. Probably going to pull Zeke out this game just so I can keep kind of my overall captain in there for a match. So thank you for joining us for game 3 as we're looking just at the stats here. Where are we at for points here? So Montana just hit 1,000. He's got 5 goals, 3 assists on 8 shots. Zeke is at 652 points with 3 goals, 7 shots on goal. He also has 3 assists. And Joe, very solid game. He's got 3 goals on 4 shots. That accuracy is insane. Joe's been playing back a lot more, so that's maybe why he doesn't have as many goals. But he's got a lot of great accuracy. So we will see you again for game 3.
Here we have Clarke winning the kickoff. They have the possession right now. Montana goes for a pass, but oh, Jordan comes in out of nowhere and scores it. That's a very good goal. They had all their players at the back, so they double commit. Here we have Joseph missing the kickoff, and Montana going for another goal, but the goalie gets a good save. Here we have Jordan going for the pass, but nobody's there. Now Montana going, but he gets boomed. Boomed is when you go at a faster pace than the other dude and just run into them and you can blow them up. And Joseph going for the pass to Jordan, but Jordan misses. Ooh, they just self-pass and that looks like... Oh, Montana comes out of nowhere with the goal. Montana winning the kickoff. He passes it to middle, and Joseph is there for the goal. That was a very good pass from Montana. Joseph with the kickoff, he loses it, but his team is there. Joseph again. He passes it to Jordan, but Jordan has a great shot, but the other team, they have a good save. Montana going for an area, but doesn't go for it. Montana was a pass, and Jordan was a shot. That was a very nice shot right there. Started right down the middle. Jordan was a kickoff and he wins it. Joseph with a shot, but he hits the top of the crossbar, and Jordan to tap it in. Clarke loses the kickoff, but they had possession. Montana was the pass, and Joseph was the shot.
That's one of the better shots we've seen out of Joe today. He's been kind of complaining that he hasn't been able to warm up yet. He's up there. But you know what else I noticed, Luis? You know what else I noticed? Is that we had 3 people passing the court. So again, we are playing stupidly aggressive.
They need to play one at the back, so they have better defense and better comps too.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're going up against an opponent who is pretty new at the game, you tend to be more aggressive. As Montana shouts, "Coach, I gotta go." So what he means by that, I have drills for the players to do. Different things they have to do. You have to dribble it, you gotta get a flick, you gotta take it off the wall, stuff like that. And until you successfully accomplish some of those, you cannot play in practice. You can't go live. You can't play a regular, casual, or competitive game. So it's like the expectation. It's like the basketball coach saying you have to make 10 free throws before you take the court, or you got to do this or that and the other. So we do team goes that they have to accomplish. One of them is dribbling. So can you kind of explain what dribbling on the ground is with the ball?
Dribbling is when you have the ball right on top of your car and you just move it around.
Yeah. So it's really nice to have a dribble, because then when you jump, you are in full control where that ball goes. Versus in front of you, when you jump, the ball is going to stay on the ground. But if it's on top of your car, then you can flip it forward, you can go pretty much anywhere you want. So dribbling is one of the drills. We do drills going up the wall, and as far as like taking the ball and rolling it up the wall and jumping off the wall and trying to follow it to get into either musty training or flip training. So musty is kind of when you're in the air. It's kind of complicated to explain verbally, but long story short, it's when you're in the air and you can actually roll the car or roll the ball off the car. Whereas like a flip reset is when you're flying through the air and you still get a jump in the air if you wish. As one of our newer players, Jordan, who has just recently joined us, playing on my other account, which is Squirrely Dan, gets a pretty good follow-up goal there. Did a good job staying outside the zone and waiting for that shot to materialize. As we go up 9-0 with pretty much 2 minutes left. We are definitely starting to get warmed up, as you can see. Warm-up's pretty big in this game.
Yeah.
As Joe gets a good center and Montana is just there. This is starting to turn into a bit of a turkey shoot. And I'm going to go coach him up to tell him to pass up here.
Another kickoff. Joseph was a kickoff. They double committed on the kickoff. Jordan was a shot, was a pass, the self pass, but he misses his shot. Jordan's still on the ball. And he passes it to Joseph, and Joseph was a good shot. Montana with the kickoff, he beats them. The ball's in the air. Joseph was a mid, and Jordan was the miss.
As they have a guy just driving backwards. Interesting strategy.
Joseph was a goal again.
We go up 12-0 on
They're changing up their play style, and they're gonna have 2 at the back and 1 at the front. Looks like the other team has all players at the back. They can't get a good clear. Looks like Jordan by himself at the front. Looks like Jordan beats all 3 of them. Looks like Jordan 1v3'd them.
No back post would be worse.
So we're going to be working on our defense here a little bit as I am keeping players in the back as Joe is kind of messing around at this point, but we're up 13-0, 30 seconds left. Let's take a look in on Joe and see how he's doing here. So he's just playing back here, and what are you doing there, Joe? Looks like he's having a lot of fun. Let's change over to Montana's view. Or nope, sorry, that's Jordan scoring another one as we go up 14-0.
10 seconds left.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard, and that is pretty well balanced. I mean, Jordan takes the point lead as he's got 6 goals now, and Joe, our freshman, has 834, and Montana is at 846. As I have been permanently keeping Montana in the back post, as he is not allowed to go up at all. And that will be game 3. We want to thank everyone for joining us. We do want to show you one last thing, kind of a live look at what the seedings and the records are going to be looking like here. So obviously today's match is not going to be included on that because it takes a little while to update. But you can always check in on the team, check in on the record, and see how we're doing by going to the IAHSEA website. It is a mouthful, but it's the Iowa High School Esports Association. You can go here and you can kind of scroll to the winter section, and you can go and click on Rocket League. And then we are Division 2-1. So if you kind of go to this page and scroll down here a little bit, which we are sharing with you now. So this is the IAHSEA website. You are able to scroll down when you get to this website and kind of show you that we are 2-1 for the division. We're still kind of learning how to do this on our own end, so I'm kind of forcing our manager Charlie into figuring this one out real quick. But basically we have 2 match wins, and we'll now have 8 game wins. So we're going to move up to probably 3rd in the divisions, kind of my guess, as we are going to be wrapping up today's stream. We want to thank everyone for joining us, and we are going to be going on break. So, what day do we get back from break? It's
I think the
January 2nd or 3rd. So then we will be competing on whatever that Thursday is, so 4th, 5th, somewhere around there. And we're going to be going up against the #1 team in the district, Forest City. So that'll be quite the skill jump from what we've been playing the last couple weeks. We look forward to that challenge, and we will be seeing you then. Have a good winter break for everyone, and again, thank you for joining us.